UFOs are real, burgeoning, and not going away. I am your intrepid host, L.A. Marzulli. Welcome to our weekly UFO update. Very special show. It's from our Roswell series, number 7, in the ongoing UFO series. There'll be 9 films altogether. This is Roswell 1, and I'll get into that in just a moment. But first, a word from our trusted sponsor. Have you ever wondered why skin might look leathery as we age? That's because our bodies slowly stop producing its most important nutrient for skin health. Folks, that's collagen. That's why tens of thousands are turning to this amazing substance to replenish this diminishing but vital protein. It uses the top 5 critically important types of collagen to support skin elasticity, hydration, and to bring back that youthful glow. Most importantly, you can save 53% for this month only. Simply go healthwithla.com. That's healthwithla.com. Or folks, please check the link down below and check it out. I take the collagen every single day. I put it in my coffee, no lumps. It's non-flavored. I don't taste it. Every single day it's in my coffee. So there you have it. That's healthwithla.com, healthwithla.com. You know, folks, I'm rolling some stuff out. We're working on number 7 in our ongoing UFO series. This is a clip that I recorded a couple of years back, probably 2018, 2019. You'll see that I look much younger. It might even be before that. I don't know. But at any rate, I sat down with a woman who had this conversation with a nurse. Now, I'm going to set it up for you. And because we're doing this film on Roswell, we're actually doing 2 films on Roswell, which is number 7 and number 8 in our ongoing UFO series. Number 9 will be What is the Truth, and that will wrap it up. We're going to try to get all these out before the end of the year, but I digress. Number 7 is Roswell 1. And in the film, I show this clip where I'm interviewing this woman who was in a hospital, and this nurse comes up and they strike up a conversation, and one thing leads to another. And she was at Roswell right after the incident, and she talks about something. It's really incredible. Now, the reason why I say this is because there was a nurse, allegedly, okay, who saw the dead bodies, and probably more than one, who saw the dead alien bodies. I believe these are avatars. They are constructs. The late David Flynn also believed that. Wish David was here to weigh in on that. But I believe these entities, the Greys, are avatars. That's why the demonic forces can inhabit them and move in our dimension. That's conjecture, but that's based on decades of research. So this other nurse now is telling our witness on film what she experienced. I'll roll the clip and weigh in on the other side. I'm here with Karen. Look, folks, I got to tell you, strange stuff happens at conferences. People come up out of the woodwork. I spoke for about an hour and a half yesterday. One of the segments in that talk was about the Roswell incident in 1947. We had a whistleblower that came in the Watchmen Chronicles in their own words. Carolyn and Jim Raskin, who had contact with a gentleman by the name of Colonel Hill, OSS, who allegedly was at the crash site probably within 48 hours after the incident. He tried to make contact with the body. All of his testimony is in the film in their own words. But Karen came up, and because she saw that clip yesterday, and you have a story to tell, and that's why we're here.
I do. Well, I'm excited I get to share this story. This actually happened over 20 years ago.
Okay.
We were living in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the time. And my husband had to be rushed to the hospital, and he was dehydrated, so they were giving him fluids, and they kept him in the room for a little bit. And this elderly nurse walks in, and she said, "May I pray for your husband?" And I said, "Oh, sure, of course, that would be nice." And he agreed to it, so she said a nice little prayer. And when she was done, she looked at me, and I looked at her, and she said, "I'm new here." And I said, "You're new here?" And she said, "Yes." She says, I'm new. And I said, well, tell me, where are you from? She said, well, I'm from Roswell, New Mexico. I said, really? Now, I had just started getting into all this UFO stuff about then because my brother got me kind of twitch my interest. And I said, Roswell, New Mexico. I said, you know, I've heard things about Roswell, New Mexico. And then I leaned close to her and I said, any truth to any of that? And she looked at me and she said, oh, she says, I was a nurse there and I arrived not too long after the incident. And I said, have you got some stories you'd like to share? She said, no, I can't talk about them. But she said some interesting information. She said the nurses who were there during the crash, they're now at a convent in East Tulsa. And this was like over 20 years ago, and they were real elderly at the time. And so I said, really? So I notified my brother, and he notified Stanton Friedman. Stanton Friedman called me one night after work, shocked me, but that was my story. And so it kind of adds a piece of that credibility.
Well, and that's what's so fascinating about this is as what we know is that we have the official story that it was a weather balloon that crashed, and the Marcells were, you know, obviously drinking Kool-Aid or whatever, smoking something they shouldn't have been smoking in the desert. But I interviewed Jesse Marcel Jr. He maintained, and of course he's deceased now, but he maintained that he handled the wreckage. It was not a weather balloon. His father maintained that story all through his career. And to think that Jesse Marcel Sr. somehow would have mistaken a weather balloon for a UFO or vice versa is just absolutely nonsensical and really impugns the man's character. What's interesting about your story, it's a little tidbit, folks. It's a little tidbit. Yeah. But what it does, it's like a jigsaw puzzle, a huge jigsaw puzzle. Here's another little piece of a jigsaw puzzle. We now know what happened to the nurses, maybe. Maybe they are or they were in a convent. Maybe they were hustled out and shipped out. I mean, who knows? Who knows what really happened? But something happened, and in my opinion, it's not the official story. And this woman that you know was talking to you, she had no axe to grind. I mean, she just walked into a room. She didn't know who you were, vice versa. She tells you the story. And all this to say that UFOs are real, burgeoning, and not going away.
So, I mean, we know it's when we, as I say in that clip, it's just another little tidbit that we get, but it links back to what we've heard for decades, that these people disappeared, as it were. And, you know, it's a apocryphal, anecdotal story on some level, but I look at the woman's body language. She's not making something up. She's telling us the truth. Something happened in Roswell. Folks, Roswell 1, we interviewed Jesse Marcel Jr.'s widow, Linda Marcel, also his daughter, Denise Marcel, and his best friend, one of his best friends, Dr. Richard O'Connor. And, of course, Tim Alberino is up in Montana. Tim weighed in on the Roswell event also. That's Roswell 1. Roswell 2, we're in the city itself. We got into the hangar. Roswell 2 is going to blow your mind, and that's all I'll say. Anyway, I will be at Prophecy Watchers Conference coming up soon. I speak twice on Friday. That's it. Saturday, we're out of here. We head over to Israel, and I'll be doing the tour. It's our last conference of the year. If you want me to speak, we're not flying anywhere. We will drive Southern California. But, you know, there are thousands of churches here in Southern California. I've been invited to one in the last, 25 years, whatever it's been. That's okay. It's okay. I go where we're wanted and where the Lord directs our steps, and that's the end of that. But I just do find it interesting that we've never been invited to speak anywhere in Southern California. Just incredible. But I digress. So we're excited about the Israel trip. Hope to see you there. If you've not checked out the On the Trail series, Out of Place Artifacts is number 8. That's out, plus the cattle mutilation film. We're rolling stuff out. Plus, Karen Wilkinson's new book, Stolen Seed, Evil Harvest. And Karen and I will be doing more interviews on that. It's a riveting book. It's unbelievable. Not for the faint of heart, but she was abducted as a small child, and I think you'll find it interesting. Folks, we are on the trail. Our mission statement to expose the deception of the prince of the power of the air and to herald the return of our King, our Savior, the one who conquered death, Jesus the Messiah. Thanks so much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow with questions for LA.
My Jingos, it's amazingly fresh and clean out here in beautiful New Zealand. G'day America, I'm Tabi, and I want to tell you about my new ultimate stain and odour remover, Jingos. My Jingos gunk gobblers will tackle stubborn organic stains and eliminate nasty stinking odours at the same time. Jingos effectively removes those little accidents like wine, coffee, dirt, blood, grass, even pet stains, and odours like fish, garlic, even skunk. Jingos is environmentally friendly, safe for use on fabrics, carpet, upholstery, and it works great as a laundry pre-soak on the worst pet or people accidents. Come on America, what are you waiting for? Just go online and order your Jingos for $12.95 and get a 4-ounce travel pack free. Crikey, pay $19.95 and I'll double your order. That's 2 large Jingos and 2 travel packs for just $19.95. Blasted seagulls, where's my Jingos?